Hi everyone, this is Jasmine Jones. I'm going to briefly discuss my shadow experience with you all. I did have the opportunity to shadow my guidance counselor at Sheep Harney Elementary School as well as my principal at Sheep Harney Elementary School. My guidance counselor has been the guidance counselor there for 3 years. Prior to being a guidance counselor, she was a program director for Housing Authority, and she also worked with outreach programs as well, being that she was working with the Housing Authority. My principal has been a principal for 6 years. Prior to being a principal, she was an assistant principal for 2 years. This is the only school that she has been a principal at, so she doesn't have the experience as a middle school or high school principal, just as an elementary principal. So during this experience, 2 to 3 things that I did learn was you definitely have to be able to prioritize your time. Being that I shadowed my principal towards the end of the day, I saw her in full afternoon duty. She did bus duty. She did not leave the bus parking lot until all the buses pulled out. And then we had several meetings that afternoon as well. She had to do a post observation, and the teacher allowed me to sit in on that. And we had a sit team meeting and we had another leadership meeting. So we were definitely in meetings back to back. So I think prioritizing your time, because we did kind of run over time and we were a little late to one of the meetings. So I think prioritizing your time is very important. With the guidance counselor, I was able to sit in on her while she did nothing but 504 meetings that day. We had 504 meetings back to back, and I saw her having to contact teachers again, having to find coverage for some teachers so that they can attend meetings. We had a sub, so a teacher wasn't able to attend one of the meetings. So I think prioritizing your time. She was very prioritized. She was on it. I do commend her for not stressing out. She handled everything very well, getting teachers um, in the meeting as well as finding coverage and being able to share the teacher's notes that were absent to the parent and the teacher's recommendations for the 504 plan. So I think prioritizing your time is very important in the profession. I also think being able to effectively communicate with not only parents but adults also. I mean, some adults don't take criticism well, even though you're not criticizing them. You're just trying to help enhance their profession or enhance them in the profession. So I think being able to effectively communicate so that um, you come across meaning well is very important in the profession as well. Just because as a leader, you really ultimately want the best for your teachers. So I think being able to effectively communicate to the teachers so that they can receive that is very important as well. And I also think being accessible, I was able to experience my principal being very accessible. And from what I do know, she takes pride in being able to do bus duty, morning duty, lunch duty. Um, so I think being very accessible, not only to the students but to the teachers, is very important also. How this experience helped me? I feel like this experience definitely will help me because it will allow me to do things the way that I feel are going to not only better the students but also better the staff as well. So I think seeing the online videos as well as the shadowing experience will definitely enhance and also allow me to see the areas where I know that I'm going to have to improve so that I can be strong when it comes to being in a leadership role. What challenges did I see? Again, I did see the prioritizing as a challenge also because we were in so many meetings back to back, and that we ran overtime that afternoon in one of the meetings, and we were late to another meeting. I feel like prioritizing your time. And again, I wasn't there in the morning, so I do not know if she had a schedule made out from first thing in the morning, but she did have a schedule on her desk on her meeting. So I think making sure that you prioritize your time is very important, as well as being able to um, effectively communicate with adults, um, just so that they can know that you mean well. I think that is also um, a challenge that I may come into in the profession, but again, it's all about being ethical and doing what you feel is going to help better the teacher as well as better the students so that they can reach their fullest potential. Um, I also feel like being visible is very important, visible and accessible, so that not only are you able to speak with teachers and the students, but you also are able to speak and effectively communicate with parents as well. Um, I think that's definitely a important thing that goes into this profession, because you're not just dealing with your students and staff, but you also have to be very accessible to the parents as well. I enjoyed the shadow experience. I thought I learned a lot from it, and as well as looking at the online videos. One thing that I wasn't able to do because of the pandemic, because we stopped school, was to look at a bus video, because a lot of our discipline actions from my school were students misbehaving on the bus. But I was able to watch a online video of students on the bus, and I felt like bus drivers um, really, really, really do the best that they can do, because the videos that I did see, I definitely saw that principals having to get on the bus to redirect behavior from bus behavior. Um, just knowing that this is a privilege to ride a bus, not a right for you to ride a bus, is very important. And going over bus safety and bus rules for students as a principal is very important for students, so that they can know that safety is just the number one priority. Thank you.